everybody. So happy to see you guys again. Here's Mateus and Ignatius, and we have something cool to show them today, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really excited about today's project. So we're going to be talking about the water cycle, and we're going to be making terrariums. And so you'll figure out on Haiku how I will get the supplies to you guys, but for now we'll just show you what we're talking about. So before you start this video, there's a link on the Haiku page for you can print out this paper and this paper. There's two papers to print out. And this paper you just leave alone, and you're going to have that sitting in front of you. And this paper you're going to cut out the plant, and cut out the storm cloud, and cut out each of these water droplets individually, so they look like these. So Ignatius and Mateus have their stuff ready, so that you guys can learn along with us. It's nicer when you have something to do. So today we're going to talk about the water cycle. So I'm going to have you guys write water cycle on the bottom of your page. And it's, how do you spell water cycle, guys? Anybody know?
W-A-T-E-R. And I don't know.
Cycle is C-Y-C-L-E. So water cycle. And we talked about some of this throughout the year. But this is kind of like a great review for everything that we learned. So first I want you guys to take your plants, and where do the roots go?
In the ground.
In the ground. So you're going to want to put your plant something like this on your paper. And then we're going to put some of these water droplets just in the soil. So you guys can, they're a little bit hard to pick up, especially if you don't have fingernails like me. So we're going to put some of these water droplets in the ground. All right? And then, we talked about this earlier in the semester. What do the roots do with this water?
They take it all up.
Yeah, the roots absorb the water. So you can start moving your water droplets over to the roots. And they start going into the plant that way. And then, what do they do after that?
They go up to the stem.
They go up to the stem, and what's the name of those little tubes that they go up in?
Xylem.
They go up in the xylem.
And
This is a really tricky question, see if you can remember, all the way back when we were already meeting. What makes them be able to go up the tube? It starts with an O.
osmosis.
Osmosis, good. So because of osmosis, they start to move up the plant and into the leaves. So move some of your water droplets up the xylem and up into the leaves. You can try to make them go in all the leaves there. But that's how they do. They go up, and it fights against gravity. Osmosis is a process that goes against gravity, right? Because gravity wants to pull things down, but osmosis allows them to go up in the leaves. Now, here's another thing to try to remember. What are the little openings on the underside of the leaves?
Stomata.
Stomata, right. So when the sun hits the leaves, this process occurs called photosynthesis. And in that process, some of the water is released out of the stomata.
Yay,
So this one, they go out of the stomata. The stomata's on the underside of the leaf, so make your water droplets go on the underside of the leaf and out into the air. Like that. On the bottom side of the leaf. Now, this is a tricky one. I don't even know if you guys will remember this. What is that called when the water leaves the leaves? Starts with a T.
Turgor pressure?
No? Good guess.
Transpiration.
Yes, transpiration. So right now the leaves, or the water droplets have transpirated into the air. Now here's something cool that happens. When they do that, all these water droplets, if they encounter dust in the air, there's always dust in the air. You can kind of see that, like if you went over by the window and went like this on the couch, you would see all those dust particles, right?
Cool.
So there's always dust particles in the air. When these water droplets start to gather together, look what happens. They gather together and they make a cloud. So we can put all of ours up there in that cloud. The water droplets, they start to condense on little particles in the air, and they form a cloud. And when they get really, really heavy, you can take your storm cloud. They actually make a storm cloud, like that. So they condense and get really heavy and into the storm cloud, and they get so heavy that what happens?
Cloud bursts.
Cloud bursts. They have to fall down. So all those droplets fall where?
Down into the soil.
Yeah, they fall all the way back down into the soil. And then what happens?
The plant takes them up again.
It does it all over again. Yeah, takes it back up in the roots. Here's something really cool. There's 3 rhyming words in this process. So when they leave the leaves, they transpirate. And when they gather together, they evaporate. When they gather together in the sky, and they do what to make a cloud? That's a new word for today. Condensate.
Condensate.
They condensate, and then here comes a storm cloud. When they fall down, it also rhymes. What's that called?
Evaporate. No.
Precipitate. So, yeah, so they go up, they transpirate, they condensate, and then they precipitate back again. So you can take your marker and kind of draw. It's a cycle. So the water, draw an arrow the way the water goes. It goes up in the plant, goes up to the clouds like that. You can draw a little end on your arrow, and then it comes back down into the earth like that.
I just drew one big arrow.
You drew one big arrow? That's cool. How did you do yours? You're drawing several arrows. So that's how the water cycle is. And today we're going to do an activity. So, first of all, if you wanted to take a picture of some of you guys have been sending in your pictures to me, and I love that. So if you want to take a picture of your water cycle page, that would be great. And the activity, we're going to do 3 experiments about the water cycle, but we're also going to do something really cool. So today, the kids made terrariums. You guys are going to each be able to make one of these terrariums. And a terrarium, this one's Ignatius's, and a terrarium has, I don't know if you can see it, but it has soil and it has some cool plants. I think I might unscrew the lid just to show you so they can see it a little better. So inside we planted several plants, and Ignatius, did you hide something in here?
No, Mateus did.
Oh, Mateus did. Okay, but we'll show you Mateus's too. And this terrarium is going to demonstrate the water cycle for you. You don't have to keep watering it. Why don't they have to keep watering it,
Because there's
Mateus?
activated charcoal and it'll condensate on the edges and then it'll fall back down.
Right, there we watered it first, and now there's water down here. And those roots are going to be taking the water up, and then the leaves are going to start transpirating the water, and the water will condensate on the top of your terrarium, and then it will rain back down, and it will keep going. It'll be the water cycle in a jar for you guys. So that's going to be really cool. But there's directions on Haiku on how you put it together, and you're going to want to keep it in the sun. Mateus, do you want to show them yours? See if they can find the hidden animal in yours. Should we take
a little elephant.
Do you see the little elephant? Should we take off the lid? And we can see the little elephant hidden in yours. So if you have a little elephant or a little animal or a little froggy, you could stick it in there. And then I wanted to show you, if you want to take a look at here. So we're going to make arrangements to get these to you guys, but you'll have this little package. And inside your package, you're going to have a jar. And you will have a bag of these type of stones, and a bag of this kind of stone, and some gravel. That's little gravel. You'll also have a baggie of potting soil. And this is the thing I really want to show you. This is called activated charcoal. Don't eat it, although if you did, you would be okay, but don't eat it. What you're going to do is have to break this open. I'll explain that in a minute. And you'll have 3 plants. You'll have this plant, and this beautiful purple thing, which comes with a great bulb on the end. You have to plant that pretty deep, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, so when you get it, these instructions will be on Haiku, but basically you put these rocks on the bottom of the jar, and then you break open the capsules of activated charcoal. Those get broken open and get put on top of these rocks. Then you you can mix these rocks too in the bottom. But then you put the soil in the jar, and then you're going to plant your 3 plants inside the soil. And then you can cover the top of the soil with either a little bit of gravel or some more of these rocks. And then if you have something special like a little, I don't know, garden gnome or elephant or a little animal, you can stick that in there too. Then you water it generously. You want to make sure that the soil is all moist, but not too much water. And then screw it and put it in a sunny place and watch the water cycle start. All right, well, check out the box below if you want to see and join us for 3 more water cycle experiments. Thank you.